Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Garrett, and today I'm bringing you guys a new video, and this is not going to be a tutorial. It's going to be mostly kind of like a tips and tricks and going over a tool in Photoshop, and this is going to be the text tool. And a lot of people ask me questions like how I do my spacing and how I do certain things with my text. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to break down the T on the toolbar, which is just your straight type tool, your text tool. And basically it's really simple, but it's really nice to learn how to use everything. And we're not going to go over the masking tool, but we're going to go over mostly the type tool and like the vertical and horizontal and stuff. So right here is just my word. I typed in BehrDesign. I'll redo it for you guys. So I just made a quick little background. You know, it's my wallpaper for my computer. Just put a little drop shadow on top of it and a little light to make it look cooler. So basically, what this type tool does is obviously it creates text. You know, if you guys use Microsoft Word, any software or anything, what browser always uses a T for typing and text. So we can just type in like your name, or I'll just type in BehrDesign. And you don't have to put it a certain color, you guys can just leave it the same. We're just going to go over everything and how it works. And basically, if you click it again, you're going to have these little things pop up. And if you guys, obviously, you're either in school, graduated, or you're going like high school or junior high or college, whatever you guys are going into. And right here, you're going to have your kind of paragraph setting. So basically, without saying too much, the middle one means if it's centered in the middle. If you hit the left, then it's some left or right, and it's really different on what font you use. Really, you can see if I hit the one over to the left, it goes to the right. So your font really depends on how it's going to be moved, but mostly it's basically everyone's going to be using the middle one. It's just when you hit Control T, it's where the middle is. And that's kind of like a little breakdown of this. And obviously you guys know what this is. You know, you guys can pick your fonts. If you guys have CC or anything like that, you guys can have TypeKit, TK, or whatever you want to call it. And then you have all your little fonts. So that's basically it. If you guys download fonts, you guys can get more kind of styles and WinRAR packs, and it comes with different kind of examples. So you have regular, and then you have bold or italic or slim. I only have two of these because they're the only two that I needed. And then obviously right here is going to be your sizing, and you see it says PT, which I'm pretty sure means points or like something like that. I forget the actual term of it, but if you highlight all your text, you guys can just like bring this all the way up, and it makes it bigger, makes it smaller, and then if you click it, it has suggested kind of sizes you can use. This is kind of like how Microsoft Word works. If you click right here, it'll go from like 2, 4, 6, 8, and then it'll bring it all the way down to 72. So that's that. That's basically these three, and then the next thing is going to be this kind of AA on top of each other, and this is going to be basically how the word is viewed. Which I mean by that is I always have it on sharp, but if you have it on like smooth, it'll kind of like smooth out things. It's really hard to explain how it works, but it kind of like smooths everything out. If it's strong, it'll be kind of a little bit bolder, but the lines will be more defined. And then obviously crisp is more of like a crisp look. You know, it's the same thing, but you guys can see the pixelation on the side. This is really good for making like smart objects and vector texts and stuff like that. As I said before, I usually just leave it on sharp. It's kind of the best option. Then they have like a Windows LCD and Windows. As I said before, I usually just keep it on sharp. You guys can put it to none, and what it does, it kind of really pixelates it. So sharp really brings out everything. It kind of smooths it down for you. So that's that. Next thing we guys want to bring over is we already went over these three, but there's going to be the color management. So this is going to be the color picker. Obviously everyone knows how this works. You guys can just drag it to whatever color you'd like. Click right here, and this is different on Illustrator. Obviously you're going to have to click like right here your swatches, but that's basically how that works. And then if we just click text again, you're going to have this little T with the little circle under it, or a little curve, and then you're going to have this document and then 3D. These things are the most important part of learning what text, like how to make text look better. So I'm going to put this to regular just for this tutorial right now, and we're going to highlight your text, and we're going to click this little T. And you cannot complete your request to type layer because it's a Fox bold style, and then you can just hit OK, and then it's going to bring it down to a more regular sized. So it's going to be warping text. This tool is basically how to warp your text. So we're going to bring this over here away from your text, and then you guys can click it, and you're going to have a bunch of different things you can do. I mostly only mess with the arc and then the arch sometimes, but what the arc does is it bends it from the middle upwards but keeps the bottom right hand points the same. And then you guys can drag it, you guys can change the horizontal distortion, which means, you know, does it bend more to the left, does it bend more to the right, the vertical distortion, if it bends backwards, if it bends forwards. And then if you don't like that, you guys can hit cancel, click it again, or hit Control Z, whatever you guys want. And then you guys can mess around with these. Obviously, there's different for each one, like a bulge would bold it out in the middle. And you can also change it from horizontal to vertical. So vertical will basically be bulging out the sides, you know, the vertical standing points rather than the horizontal ones. So it's really cool what this can do. You know, they have a bunch of different kind of things. You guys can inflate it so it looks like it's part of a bubble, and you can make it look like that. So if you hit that and then click out, your text looks kind of like a very weird shaped pizza. Alright, so I'm not gonna mess with that too much, and then I'm gonna put this back to regular. And the next thing after that is gonna be this this toggle. And basically what this toggle does is it changes everything. So I'm gonna highlight my text and re-click that. So basically what this can do is change your sizes, your height, your everything. This is basically changing each letter and each word individually and making it different. So it's basically combining these and making them all so much more advanced, and then bringing them into a little panel called character. So we're not going to mess with paragraph. Paragraph is basically for typing stuff, like if you're typing like a essay or a document or a portfolio, notes. I don't know what you're going to be using this for. I mostly just mess with the character. So you have to highlight your text first of all when you're doing this, and then you can have your font choosing what kind of style it is, and then right here is going to be the same thing. The two T's mean like the height, so you can mess with that. This right here is really important. It's a VA, and then it's a little 2 arrows on the side, and then if you highlight over it, your mouse, there's 2 arrows on each side of the mouse. If you drag it out, it drags the text out, and it spaces between each letter the same. So, you know, it can have 620, and then it can be down to -280. But what most people do is they bring it down so the text is like just barely touching. And if you don't like any of that, if you bring it back to 0, that's how it was originally. And right here is this the T with the arrows pointing upwards and downwards, and basically what this does is it stretches the text upwards, and then, you know, it can shrink the text downwards. Bring that back to 100%, and then right here is going to be the same thing, but you guys can tell that the arrows are pointing right and left, so it just stretches the letters out really far both ways, like widthwise. And then right here is going to be a few things. I don't really mess with most of these. You know, I mess with the first 3. I don't really mess with these. You know, they don't really do anything too much for me. But this one bolds your characters more than they already are, so, you know, make everything a lot more bold. Is called Fox Bold. Right here is going to be italicized, I think that's what it's called, and, you know, it brings everything on a slant. Obviously, if you have your italic, it's going to bring it out even more. I'll just keep that regular. And then right here is going to be every word you type is going to be a capital, so you see the next 4 letters I type is all capital. And that's basically it for how this works. You know, this thing is really important to learn how to use. You guys really should mess around with this. It's how I do a lot of my text. I always have this open, and you can do that and click OK, and then you can highlight it all again. And then if you guys have Photoshop CC or an updated version of Photoshop, you're gonna have this little 3D create 3D from text. Basically what this does is it's kind of like a, I don't even know how to explain it. It's kind of like a fake Cinema 4D, right? And what it does is it basically creates a fake 3D render or a fake 3D model of your things, and you can change the depth of it. You can do a lot of weird things with this. You know, I swear to God, I do not mess with this at all. I really have no idea how to use it. I used it like once, and I didn't even like make it on a banner. I was messed with it. So you can create cast shadows. You can create catch shadows, and really, as I said before, I wouldn't really mess with this just too much. It's not really like that important to learn. And if you guys have Photoshop or if you guys have Cinema 4D, this is really kind of like obsolete. So obviously right here the ball changes, and it can change where the light's coming from. You see that little kind of thing in the bottom middle, that's the infinite light, so you can bring this all the way upwards, which is where my light source is actually coming from. So basically that's it, and then when you're done with it, you don't really have to do anything else, you know. It's just really weird. See? It's like really weird. And then you guys can click back to your your layers and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's just really weird. I don't know, like, I don't know how to explain it. But you can rasterize your 3D text, and look at that, you have 3D text made in Photoshop. As I said before, we would definitely not recommend using this. If you could, download Cinema 4D. I know it costs a lot of money, but I know a lot of you guys out there are scavengers and you'll find it for free. There's always a way. But basically that's it for the text tool or the type tool. It's not too difficult to learn, but it's definitely something that you should look into. As I said before, guys, the key things you guys want to look out for is definitely this little document right here. This is going to help you guys out so much, changing your text, making everything bigger, and customizing it to yourself. I would definitely learn how to use this, and that's basically the whole tool. As I said before, there's other options right here like masking tool and vertical type. If you click vertical type, every letter goes under each other, just like a vertical, and you guys can really tell how some fonts mess up because some letters aren't the same width right here. Anyway, that's basically it for today's tips and tricks video. If you guys like these tips and tricks, let me know. I was getting requested a lot to do these, and I really thought that it was time I should actually make one. So if you guys have any other things you want to learn, any other tools like the rectangle tool, anybody want to learn how to make a rectangle? But no, seriously, if you guys want to learn any other tools like the brush tool, stamp tool, eraser tips and stuff like that, please let me know. I'd love to make those videos for you guys. As I said before, I'm going to be trying to make videos as fast as I can, and I'm not too sure what subscriber count I'm on just yet. Let's go check it out. I'm really close to 9K, guys. You know, I'm 13 subscribers away. Really insane. I really don't know what I should do yet, honestly, but if you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments below. As I said before, it's really just a tips and tricks video, but you guys should really watch this for the beginner athletes and the beginner designers. Other than that, that's basically all I had for today. If you guys really enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up. And for those people complaining about my mic, I'm going to be ordering one very soon, a very expensive one, and I think it's time that I actually get one. As I said before, guys, enjoy your summer, enjoy your day, and I hope you guys like this video. Peace out.